Hey folks, this is Vent with Dad's Gaming Addiction, and today we're going to check out Raiders of the North Sea. This is a game that you can find on Steam for about 15 bucks. This is a digital adaptation of a popular board game, one that I admittedly do not own. I wanted to own it, but I just don't have the money to get it. So, Raiders of the North Sea, based on my 1 hour of play session so far off camera, this is a worker placement game. It's fairly unique. In most worker placement games, you're given maybe 3, 4, 5 meeples, whatever, and you take turns putting them on the table in order to collect something or to complete quests. A very popular worker placement game that comes to mind is Lords of Waterdeep. I absolutely enjoy that game. I have both the tabletop and the digital versions, and if you're looking for a worker placement game, Lords of Waterdeep is definitely a place to start. Although Raiders of the North Sea, I gotta say, is actually quite fun too. The primary mechanic here is you only have one meeple. You place it, you take the action, and then you take another one that's already on the board, and then you take that action. So you get a total of 2 actions on your turn. Place a meeple, take a meeple. And there's some strategy there, because if you place a meeple one place, but you forget to plan ahead, you may end up taking a meeple from somewhere else that you didn't want to, or you didn't have the resources to take the meeple that you wanted to take, that kind of thing. So let's go ahead and show you around a bit. The options menu is in the upper right-hand corner. There's one thing I don't like. There's mute music and mute sound, but there's no slider. The sound effects are fairly loud, so I had to go to my desktop audio mixer and turn the sound down that way. It would have been cool to have a slider here as opposed to a toggle, but at least it has a mute option to begin with. Video, there's screen resolution and windowed mode there. There's rules, definitely come here, take a look at this. The game does have an in-game tutorial, and I've played through that. I've also played through one game with the AI. I tied the AI, but somehow still won. I think I won via some kind of tiebreaker, but the game didn't actually explain what that was at the time. I may have to go back through this and try and figure that out. But you earn victory points a couple of different ways. As you raid different settlements, you'll earn victory points, and if there happen to be Valkyries at that location, you lose crew members that are on your ship. But for every Valkyrie that you take, you earn more points. There's a Valkyrie point track. That's what the first one is. So the more Valkyries you take, the more crew members you'll lose throughout the game, but you'll also score more points. There's an armory track. You'll be able to increase your armor in order to go on raids onto various villages. And the higher your armor rating, the more points that you could potentially score. And again, this is very basic information. I'll show you that in a minute once we actually get into the game. There are offering tiles where you can trade in resources like gold or cattle or iron, whatever, and you can get victory points that way. There's a special space for that you can put a worker down and do that action. And then hired crew members will sometimes give you victory points. Like one might say, if this crew member were to die, get a victory point. So there are extra crew members, or there are crew members that give you extra points depending on the situation. Alright, so let's go ahead and show you the game. I'll let you guys go through the rules on your own. And let's go back here. There is online, but you have to sign up for it. I did not do that. I only have one press copy of this game and no one to play with, so I'm content to play the single player. There is pass and play, however. If you go to local, there's campaign versus AI and pass and play. So that's kind of cool. So if you only have one copy and you have someone else in the house, you can grab them and play that. We're going to play against the AI. I don't know if we're going to get through a full game, but there's 2, 3, or 4 players. There's also normal, heroic, and Ragnarok difficulty. I would really have liked an easier difficulty than normal. I held my own. It was my first game against the AI, and I tied him, and again, I won via some kind of tiebreaker, but it was a very close game. I was behind the entire game, then pulled ahead at the end. So I would have liked something easier for casual gamers that aren't really board gamers, that aren't familiar with worker placement, just to give them a chance to make some mistakes and to figure things out. And then they can put it on normal or heroic if they want a tougher challenge. Okay, so let's go ahead and load this up. Okay, so at the beginning of the game, we get 5 of these villager cards, I think they're called. And I believe we have to discard 2 of them at the start of the game. Okay, first player, I believe, has to. Let's see. My turn. Okay. He discarded 2. Oh, here we go. Okay. Okay, so it doesn't matter. All players have to discard 2 cards. I just had to wait for his turn to do that. That's kind of weird. Normally, at the beginning of any board game I've ever played, you do the maintenance on that before you actually start playing, but whatever. Alright, so what kind of cards would I want to discard? Well, the red number is how many armory points you get added to your attack. For example, let's just show you on the board before I start discarding cards. This is the primary area here. You're going to be assigning your worker to these locations to get some kind of benefit. The gatehouse lets you draw more of these villager cards. The town hall, these cards are dual purpose. If you hover over them, you'll see a persistent effect if they are recruited to your ship as crew members. And that little play button icon is the town hall. If you can discard the card to take that action. So these cards have a dual action. They can either be recruited to your crew, or they can be used one time to do something special, and that's what the Town Hall lets you do. It lets you do the latter of that. The Barracks lets you turn one of these villagers into a crew member. Right now, I've got no crew members. They're called townsfolk. I call them villagers, whatever. So again, townsfolk here, you start with 5. You have to discard 2 at the beginning of the game. But with the Barracks, you can turn one of them into a crew member, but you have to pay the cost. The red number is their armory strength. The number that's in the gray there is how much money that you have to spend in order to recruit them. Right now I have 2 in my little inventory in the very bottom. The next one over is the Longhouse. This is where you can go to trade in resources to earn the yellow victory points over here. You can also trade in cattle for 2 of this provision, and provisions are necessary to go on raiding. You'll see in a minute. The Mill, at the beginning of the game, there's only the black worker meeple, but as you raid these locations, you'll start taking the gray and white workers, and they will unlock more options at these locations. So, for example, the Mill, with the black worker, it's 1 provision. With the gray worker, it's 2 provision. If you put a white one here, you can either choose between 2 provisions or 1 gold. Silversmith, you actually get more money with the black meeple than you do with the gray or white ones. So you get the idea. You'll be unlocking different colored meeples throughout the game. There's gray, white that you'll be unlocking. You start with black. And you'll be able to do various things here. The Silversmith just gives you money. The Armory increases your armory rating. There's a separate armor track for that. Take a look here. If I click on this little ship down here, this is the Valkyrie track on the bottom, and this is the Armory track on the top, and the more you have, the more bonus points you get. The Armory also, as you increase your Armory, you'll be able to, again, go on these raids, and, for example, these outposts, the number in red is how much you need in order to successfully get victory points there. So I need to increase my Armory rating to raid this outpost. Your Armory rating is the sum of the red numbers of your crew members, plus the armory rating of your town overall, plus any dice that are rolled. There's a little red die here on the outpost. That means 1 red die will be rolled to add to whatever total you have. So for example, let's say I took the armory action, I got +2 armory, and that +2 was added down here to my little tableau, okay? And let's say I had a crew member of 3 strength and a crew member of 2 strength, that's 5. Is that enough? I need 3. Okay, so let's just say I had 3, 2, and 4 here. That's 9. Okay, then plus the 2 that I got from the armory is 11. If I come up here, you'll note that I have 11 already. And I'll be able to attack this and definitely get 2. I'll roll a die. If I get 16 or better, I'd have to roll a 5. If I had 11 originally and I rolled a 5 or 6, I would get the 16 I would need to get 4 victory points instead of 2. And you'll see that in action as we do it. But then you'll be able to choose one of these rewards over here for doing that. Each of these, basically, you're going to be collecting resources down here to go on raids up here. The harbors are the easiest. They require the least amount of provisions and the least amount of crew members. If you happen to raid at a location with a black skull, that's the Valkyrie symbol, and you lose crew members whenever you raid at that location. And as you get more provisions and more supplies, you'll be able to go on to the tougher things, more crew members, Outposts, this one over here to the right needs 4 provisions, 3 crew members. You get to roll 1 extra bonus die for that. And then you'll work your way up to the monasteries, and then up to the fortresses. And you can see that you get a lot of points for doing that, assuming that your armory is high enough. Okay, let's get to playing, so I can show you what that's all like. So again, we place a meeple, take a meeple. So in order to start raiding, I'm going to need crew members. I'm going to need money. I'm going to need lots of things. So let's go ahead and take some money straight away. I think we're going to put this... that's right, I have to discard 2. Pay 1 less gold when raiding a fortress. Nah, don't like him. The fortress is a ways off. Gain 1 additional VP for each pair of livestock at the game's end. Yeah, I don't like that either. Okay, but it's cheap, though. They're cheap. I may want to take them just because they're cheap. Here's the thing. When you start getting to the outposts, you need the red symbols. You need the red armory to start taking on these things. But the harbors in the beginning, they don't require any armory raiding. So you can take the cheapy crew members and start raiding and start gaining resources. Or you can ignore the harbors, save up, and start going after the outposts. That's the strategy here. You know what, let's go with my first instinct and do something like that. Let's just get rid of the cheapy ones. And I'm going to go and place my worker here to gain 3 coin. And I'm going to take a meeple. Okay, so I'm going to go ahead and take the barracks here, and that'll allow me to recruit a crew member. That's why I took the gold that I did. So this one here, gain 1 strength for every 2 Valkyrie you have taken. I don't know if we'll ever do that. Gain 1 VP when raiding an outpost. You know what, let's go ahead and take that one. And that's only 2 coin to do. So now he comes out of my hand as a townsfolk and becomes a crew member. And I need, I think, at least 2 crew members to start raiding those guys up there. Let's see. Yeah, I need 2 for this harbor to the right, 2 for this harbor on the left. So I need to hire another crew member. Alright, so let's go ahead and do... Okay, so he's got a worker on the barracks already, so I can't do that. I'm going to need provisions for my trip. Unfortunately, well... I need 2 for that one, 3 for that one, 1 for that one. If I had livestock, that would be awesome, but I don't. I'm gonna go ahead and place this here to get a provision. And I'm gonna take this barracks here to hire another crew member. I can go ahead and hire this barbarian. Gain 2 strength when raiding a fortress. That's a ways off, but when the time comes, he'll be very useful. Assuming he doesn't die in the meantime. And again, they die if I attack places with a Valkyrie. I get to choose which one to discard. Alright, so I've got 2 crew members now. Now I need provisions. I'm going to go ahead and do something like that. And I can take one of these 3. I have no money to recruit anybody. So it's either the armory or the town hall. Do I have any cards that I could play? See, I might have screwed up there already. Well, I can get rid of a card for 2 coin. I mean, I could get rid of her for 2 coin. I'd hate to do that. If I choose the barracks here, again, I can't hire her because I don't have enough. So this is an example of what happens when you don't plan ahead. I went here to get food thinking I could do something else. The only thing, like, there isn't really anything I can do. Now, we're going to undo that. Now, you cannot undo, from the looks of it, your previous action prior to that. So I'm stuck with one of these 3 actions, which I don't want to take. So if I do the town hall... Yeah, see, she doesn't have an ability, so that doesn't make any sense. So we'll just undo that. Well, the lesser of the evils, discard the card that I have to gain 2 coin. I'd hate to do that, but out of all of them, that's the only one that doesn't result in me skipping that action. I'd rather get something as opposed to nothing. And we can always draw more cards later. That's not a big deal. Alright, so it looks like he's already raiding an outpost. That has a Valkyrie symbol on it. So he's going to lose a crew member there. Yeah, he lost that middle one. But he gained some resources as a result of that, and a victory point. Okay, can I raid? I can raid one of these guys. Now, this one has no Valkyrie symbol on it, so we're going to do something like that, and I lose 2 provisions, but I don't lose any crew members. I take 2 cattle, 2 iron, gain a victory point. Nice. And after you raid, you automatically lose your turn. It ends your turn. Every one of those locations has a worker on it. So you'll see there, like this harbor space has a worker, this place has a worker. So whenever you raid something, you take the worker that's at that location back into your hand, and your turn is over. Okay, so I've got this guy. I need some provisions. I'm going to go ahead and take 2 of these, I think. I can always turn cattle, but it doesn't make any sense to do that. Now, if I were to go here, what would I do to... That's the thing. This is another example of me not thinking ahead. If I were to place this here to get 2 provisions... There's the town hall, which I can't use, and the barracks, because I have no cards. So I may want to go to this here to draw cards. All right? And I suppose what I could do is I could go to the armory, and I could trade in some of this iron to get 2... Okay, I could do that. Well, here's the thing. This guy here... costs 2 to field. Gain 1 VP when raiding an outpost. Okay, you know what? Let's go ahead and do that. I'm going to go ahead and take this one. And I'll go ahead and hire this guy. Now I've got 3 crew members. You can have a maximum of 5. When I get to the outposts, I'll be in good shape, because I'll get... This guy just gives me a victory point. This guy gives me a victory point every time I raid an outpost. So I need to get to this up here. I've got the 3 crew members. I've got 7 already. If I can get... But I get to roll a die. But I don't like leaving that to chance. I want to increase that if possible. So, you know, I'm going to need provisions. So I'm going to go ahead and turn... Can't do that. Well, how about we go to... Let's get some money, actually. And I'm going to go ahead and take this and trade in some iron so I can get some, raise my armory score by 2. Now, in order to raid those outposts to the north, you actually need to turn in that gray worker. You can't use your black workers to raid things upstream. So once this zooms out, I'll show you what you need. Okay, so for this area, the harbors, you need the black workers. And then for the outposts and... yeah, I think it's just the outposts. You need the gray ones. And then these guys up top, you need the white ones. Okay, the monasteries might need the gray ones too. Oh, it's gray or white. Notice that there's a little circle here with the white/gray on it. So the further upstream you go, the better the color that you need. So again, you start down here with black, and then gray, and then up here white. Okay, so I have a gray one, so let's see if I can go... Oh, I need provisions first, huh? All right. I could turn in some cattle here. I'd hate to do that, but may not have any choice. Fine, we'll come here. We'll trade in some cattle for some provisions. And if I take this one, I'll get another provision. It's either that or take this guy for 3 more gold. Now, if I were to take this guy, I need 3 provisions for these outposts up here. So I think I might want to... See, I need 4 for that one. Actually, I need 2 for this. I want to raid the outposts because I've got 2 crew members that give me extra points for that. So I'm going to need the provisions. I'm going to go ahead and take this guy here. See, he's got 5 victory points to my 1. He's doing fantastic. He's got 7 now. It's ridiculous. Okay, again, I need provisions, so I'm gonna do something like that. And I want to take 1. And I'm gonna take more provisions. I need them. But now, my next turn, I believe I should have enough to raid at least one of those locations. But again, there's that Valkyrie's icon. So if I do that, I'm going to lose a crew member, and I really don't want to do that. If I were to lose one, I'm not sure which one I'd pick. Gain 2 strength when raiding a fortress. That's a ways off. See, here's the thing. All of these outposts have a Valkyrie on it, except for this one, but I need 4 provisions, which I have. You know what? I think we can do that. Yeah, let's go ahead and raid this one. So it's 4 provisions, 3 crew members. We get to roll 1 die. Now, I need to roll an 8 to get 2 victory points. I've already got 9. And I need 14 to get 4 victory points. So if I roll a 5 here, a 5 or a 6, I'll be able to get 4 victory points. We'll see how that goes. Nice! Okay, 4 victory points. I'll take it. Now we're tied with the computer. We got 2 gold. Each gold is worth a point at the end of the game. Each iron as well is worth 1 point at the end of the game. I think sets of cattle, like every 2 cattle that you have is worth 1 point, and so on. Okay, I've got this white one now, but it's not going to do me any good up there, because I don't have enough to... What I do? I wouldn't mind hiring more crew members, but I have this 1 card, and it's... I could hire him, and then what would I take back? I could take back this guy or this guy if I were to do that. Or do I want more cards? What does this guy do? If killed in a raid, place your card back into your hand. Well, that could help me with the Valkyrie situation. So let's go ahead and do the barrack action. And it's the only one we have. We have the 3 money, so we'll hire you. And we're going to take this one back for the provisions. Okay. He's got the same idea, apparently. Alright, now, can I raid up here yet? Oh, okay. I need a gray one. Okay, so there's the gray one at the armory here. So that means that I'm probably going to want to take that one if I'm going to raid next turn. Again, because I can't raid those outposts with just the black workers. So, but in order to make use of this space, I need either iron or I need money, which I have iron. So I might take this guy, spend the iron to get 2 more armory points. So what am I going to do with this one? I think I'm going to go ahead and actually get money anyway. So we're going to do that. This way we can hire more crew members in the future. And we're going to take this one here, turn in our iron to get 2 more armory points. We're up to 15 now. And it looks like he's already starting to raid these guys up here. I'm not liking that at all. Wow. Nasty. Okay, let's see if I can follow suit and earn some points. Again, I want to raid that was a monastery. And again, I want to raid these outposts for the extra... Again, this guy here and this guy here gain 1 victory point when raiding an outpost. I mean, all of them have the Valkyrie on it, but this Berserker, I can discard him. If killed in a raid, place card back into your hand. So which one of these am I going to want? I will need gold at some point to... I've got 2 gold already, but as you can see, these fortresses require gold up here. So I'm going to start going after them. I'm confident that I've got enough iron, or armory rather. So I'm going to go ahead and come here. Nice. 4 victory points again. I'll take it. And I must sacrifice, but I'm going to sacrifice the Berserker, because if killed, I can place him back into my hand. He becomes a regular villager, townsfolk, but I just have to hire him over again, and I don't have to go to the gatehouse. I can just take him right back if I want to. Okay, are there more outposts to get? There's this one over here. I need 3 crew members and 4 provisions. I can put this one here. Actually, you know what? How much is it going to be for these over here? For the fortresses, this one says gain 2 strength when raiding a fortress. So I've got a guy that helps me with the fortresses. I've got 11, so I've got 13 points, but it's still not enough. I'm going to need at least 5 crew members for this. So what I may want to do, I mean, I can either do one of two things. I can raid more outposts and gain the 2 extra points via these guys here every time I do that. There's 2 left. Or I can save up and try and go after these ones. At most, I can earn 10, 12, or 11 points. Here, it would be 6 points. Again, 4 for the 1 and 2 for the bonus. So I may want to actually... These guys, as much as I want to use them on these outposts, they're not going to get me as much points as I would if I were to come up here. So I think we need to start saving up for those fortresses, which means we need more crew members, we need more gold. So let's come here and get these provisions. And I'm going to need money, so I'm going to go ahead and take that. Turns over. I'm going to have to draw some more cards myself here pretty soon. I mean, I've got one in my hand, but I need 5 crew members. I'll be happy with 5. So again, more provisions I think is the way to go here. I've got cattle, so I might... Oh, I need the silver one before... Okay, I need the silver one to take this action. I could come here, recruit this guy, and then pick up the gatehouse one. But then my provisions are still relatively low. We'll go ahead and take you. That's fine. And let's go ahead and take this one so we can get more cards. Okay, now this one has no armory whatsoever, but I'm sure she's got some kind of ability that I could use. Alright, so he's already going after the fortresses. That's dangerous. Luckily, his armory rating isn't all that high. So he's not gonna score as many points as I potentially could. What does this guy do? Pay 1 less provision when raiding a monastery. Ugh. These cards. Gain 1 additional VP for each of your offerings at the game's end. Offerings are these longhouse things over here. Do I want to switch tactics based on these new cards and just go after the longhouse? Every time I go here, I can trade in resources in order to gain victory points. Huh. If I had that one, I could make a killing on that. I guess the question is, I have 15 armory plus the 2 from the one guy at 17. I would roll 2 dice. I can't do it now because I have a black worker, but oh, this is a tough decision to make. If I commit to one now, that's it. I have to commit to it. You know what? Let's oh boy. You know, let's get this money. Yeah, let's get the money. Because out of all of the actions here, the only one... I mean, I could take the barracks action, but I also want the armory action so I can get this white worker so I can start raiding up there. Or I can take the barracks and recruit one of these guys. Oh, this is tough. I see what he has. Wow, he's pretty far up the armory track there. So he's got the advantage there. Oh, man. I hate stuff like this. If I do that, that means I'm going to have to raid these outposts and these monasteries. You know what? Let's try it. I don't like the fact these guys, this is 4, 2, 3. Like, these guys are relatively weak. In order for me to switch out my cards to guarantee high numbers up here, that's going to be quite an undertaking. So I think the longhouse is going to be the way to go. So I'm going to go ahead and take the barracks. I'm going to recruit her, the trader. And I'm going to start just going after the longhouse. I'm going to raid what I need to get these materials and start taking stuff from the longhouse to get these extra victory points. Oh, she's raiding again. 5-2. Okay, so again, just 5 points. It could have been worse. She can still beat the crap out of me. I'm just saying that they're pretty tough. All right, so I can't come here. I need the white one in order to activate this one here, the gray or the white one. So what am I going to need in order to... Let's take a look. I need 2 cattle and 2 iron for this one. Can I just raid some of these outposts here and get some of these resources? I could. I can get cattle from this one here. I have 2 already. I need iron. So I might want to go after this one. The downside, that'll give me 1 iron, but the downside is that there's a Valkyrie there. I'll go up the Valkyrie track, at least. So let's do that. Let's get that cattle and that, and the iron. I'll have to lose somebody. I'd rather lose... What's my money count? I've got 3 money. I could, again, lose the Berserker and then hire him back at a later date. Or I can lose one of these Marauders. Am I going to go after these outposts again anytime soon? That's the question. I can't seem to move my mouse. That's weird. Huh. Well, that stinks. Okay. I might. Alright, let's get rid of the Berserker. He's a little bit more expensive to hire back. But at least he'll come back to my hand. That's actually quite good. Okay. Let's go ahead and start trading. Actually, before I do that, is there anything up here? I have no provisions, so I can't raid if I want to. Alright, in that case, let's come here and trade in some resources. I can trade in this here for 5. I'm going to go ahead and do that. And I have to take 1 now. Let's take... Alright, so that's a gold and an iron. That's 2 cattle. I need more cattle. I might take the money. No, I need provisions. Well, in order to raid, I'm going to need provisions. So I'm actually going to take this one. I'm going to take the provisions. Just so I can get more resources from up here so I can trade down there. Okay. I've got this white one. That's pretty valuable. Can I do anything with it up here? Oh, I can raid that one. I have 11, which isn't all that great. I got 2 dice to roll. I could... Here's the thing. If I take that one, I lose a crew member. I get 1 iron, though. But I get 4 points. So I get 1 iron and 4 points. Whereas if I spend it down here, I get 4 points. I have to spend an iron, though. Ugh. What if I did... I can't do any of those. These are some tough decisions, I'm just saying. Four points. If I go here with it, I can't... I have to earn more resources for trading. So I'm actually gonna... I think I will do that. Okay, four points. That's not bad at all. I'll take it. Got that iron. I lose somebody. I'm going to go ahead and lose this Marauder here. He's the weakest out of all of them. I need to keep this woman on board just because she's going to help me with the points at the end of the game if I continuously do the Longhouse strategy. Oh, she got 6 there. That's bad. Okay. Needless to say, I'm in trouble. I need to hire more crew members is what I need to do. And get more provisions. Okay, so... I can go here to get 4 points by trading these in. Let's do that. And I get to take one. I can take 2 provisions from here. I think I'll do that. He's really digging that armory track, I'm just saying. He's doing very well there. Alright, again with this one. I might take 2 more provisions, and... What would I raid if I were to raid something? This cattle over here is nice. I could get 6 points for raiding this. 3 and... Okay. You know what? Let's go ahead and do this. I'm going to... I need provisions, so I'm going to do this. And I get to take one. Can't do this, so I'm gonna... If I were to play one, swap an equal amount of cards now. Force an opponent to lose 1 armor. Again, I kind of need the crew members. Or do I? I mean, I look at all these resources down here that I could potentially raid without maybe a high armory rating. So maybe I might want to do that. Out of all of the cards, I can spend 2 coin to up my armory rating by 1. I might do that. Because out of all of them, the Town Hall lets me play 1 card and get rid of it. I don't know if I want to do that. Longhouse, there's nothing for me to trade in besides a cattle to get 2 more provisions, but I want my cattle so that I can earn more points by trading that. Alright, let's go with the armory. And we'll spend 2 gold to get 1 armory point. Alright, he's going to the barracks. Get more provisions. Gee, I wonder what he's going to do next turn. Okay, with this white one, again, I don't know if we can raid this one up here. That gets us, potentially, we'll probably get 4 victory points from that. We'll get 1 cattle. I don't think that's worth it, honestly. I mean, at 4 points is 4 points. That's kind of nice, but I'd hate to lose more crew members. What are my other options? 2 gold. I want to raid this, but this is the wrong color. That's what stinks. Alright, if I were to... Alright. If I need a black one in order to take from here, so I have to take a black one. So the question is, what am I gonna... I need to either do the Town Hall or the barracks. And I think I might want to get to the barracks. Well, I don't have any money. So I'm going to have to do this. I'm going to have to come here to get money. And then I can recruit maybe this guy for 2, or... The other option is I go to the gatehouse, draw cards, and then I play the Town Hall action and just... I could play this guy, force an opponent to lose 1 armor. Let's do that. That's less money that I have to... Because with 2 money... Oh, what's this one? Gain 1 additional silver and the silversmith, which is down here. And then this one is gain 1 additional VP for each pair of livestock at the game's end. Not going to help me here. Use any building's action as if your worker was there. Lose 2 silver to gain 1 gold. I don't like that at all. Alright, I'm going to take the Town Hall. And I'm going to play force an opponent to lose 1 armor. Because I don't foresee myself going after those fortresses anymore, honestly. I was going to at the beginning of the game, but then other things presented itself. And he's gonna get, wow, 6 points from that. I think he's got this game won, folks. Again, I barely held on. I tied him in the last game, but I think he's gonna outdistance me here. Okay, so I need to start raiding. I'm gonna go ahead and do this one here. Spend my 3 provisions. It's only 1 point. But again, my objective are these items here. All right. Let's go ahead and trade in these resources. I want the 6 points here. And which one would I take? I'd like to raid again, but I unfortunately don't have... I need 3 provisions for that. What would I trade? Okay, what would be... I need at least 2 cattle regardless of what I do next in this longhouse. So... boy. Okay. If I hire somebody, gain 1 additional for each pair of livestock. Nah. I don't like any of those guys, honestly, and I don't have the money to hire anyone anyway. I could take the gatehouse. I think I'm gonna take the coin just to have the coin in case I need it. The downside to that is that I won't be able to raid on my next turn. I don't have the provisions anyway to do it. Okay. So with this, I'm going to... I have no iron. I could use my money to get more armory. I mean, I still get armory points at the end of the game for doing that. Yeah, let's go ahead and get that next set of armory points. I'll spend 2 money, get that. And I'll take this back for 2 provisions. He hired a cheapy. Okay. I want to... Oh, can't raid with this white one. Crap. I'm going to have to take this gray one next. Which I really don't want to do. Man. What was that one guy's ability? Use any building's action as if your worker was there. It's a building, though, not an actual harbor. I need this gray one in order to... Like, I don't think I can raid anywhere, not with what I have. I've got 3 provisions, I've got 3 crew members. Yeah, I can't do any of those. Alright. Well, I guess we'll take more provisions. I hate doing that, and then I guess we have to take... If I trade that in and get 2 cattle, or I have to trade in my lone cattle to get 2 provisions, but if I do that, I'll get 1 cattle from this space and it won't be enough. I could maybe go after this one over here. That would give me 3 cattle, but I kind of want to have a lot of cattle, so I don't want to... I might just skip that. I'll skip that action. It kind of stinks, but I need that color worker if I'm going to go here next. Oh, now he puts down a black worker. How nice. Alright, well, let's go raiding. Again, we need... if I were to take one, would I want the... I want the most victory points, right? So I'm gonna need, let's see, that's cattle. I'm just trying to decide if I want to take this one or if I want to take this one. It's either 3 cattle or 1 cattle and 2 gold. You know what? Let's go ahead and take, let's take the, actually, no, let's take the gold. The gold is worth victory points at the end of the game. I don't know if I'll ever get to that next one or not, but we'll go ahead and do that. And now we'll be able to take one of these. Alright, let's do... Now, if I were to do that, what would I take? Probably the money. I probably want the money. Alright, so we're going to do that. Take this 4. Drop the 45. And what would I take in its place? I wouldn't... I can't do this in the armory because I don't have the money. I could take the silversmith, take the money, or I could take the black one here and try and raid that one. I have the provisions for it. I think I will. I can't afford anybody, though. I'm going to have to skip that. Again, that kind of stinks, but at this point, I need these points over here badly. Oh, now he's going after him. That's just wonderful. Okay, let's get the cattle. He's discarding cards to get money and taking coin. Okay, I can discard... Oh, I don't have any iron to do any of these things. That's crap. Okay, how am I going to get the iron to pay for any of this? Is there iron somewhere? There's iron there, but there's a Valkyrie there. I don't want that. Man, there's no iron anywhere. Okay, I'm gonna have to get the money and try and get this 2 on the end, or save up. There's iron there. I need 4 provisions there. I might have to do that. So I need more provisions. So let's come here. And I get to take one. I can get rid of a card to get some gold, or some money. If I were to take the money, what would I do with it? If I were to take the gold, what would I do with it? I mean, I've got 3 cards to... I could take the gold. That would be worth something at the end of the game. That would be nice. Oh. All right. So many decisions. 4 points is 4 points. And that iron. Oh, man. All right. I think discarding... I think I need the gray one to get to this outpost anyway. So I'm going to have to... I mean, I need the provisions, but don't have them right now. So I'm going to take this. I'm going to get the gold. It's worth victory points at the end of the game. I might as well. Let's get rid of that one and that one. He's going in for the kill. I know it. All right. Can I raid this now? Oh, I can't. Why not? Oh, I don't have the provisions. I can raid this one. There's iron up there. Alright, I'll just have to do that. I'm guaranteed 2 points with this. And if I'm lucky, I'll get 4 if I roll up to 16. Oh, one away. Those 2 points probably cost me the game. You watch. I have to discard someone. I don't think I'm going to be raiding any more fortresses. Yeah, just get rid of him. I don't think it matters at this point, honestly. My final action of the game is going to be... oh, wow. He's got 5 crew members. He's going to go... This is going to be a lot of points for him. Oof, 8 points. Ah, man. I really need to drive this home. My turn. Alright, I've got the 2 cattle and the 2 iron. Let's do this. 6 points. And what would I take? Well, out of everything, I don't have any money. I might as well take this one for the provisions. I don't know what I'd ever use it for. Ugh, he's killing me here. 2 iron, 3... Okay, he took the one that I needed, too. Now I need either 4 money, 3 cattle, and 1 money. That means I'm going to have to go on another raid of some sort, which I need crew members for... I'm kind of screwed at this point, guys. I don't know what to say. I guess we'll come here, take money. And in return, I'll take that and get more provisions. Do I need more provisions? Again, I wish this would scroll. Oh well. I mean, I can undo this, right? I guess not. Alright, I'll take the provisions. I've got enough gold. It's just... Alright, can't raid anything there. I need more money. I'm tempted to come here and get that. So I can maybe grab this 2-pointer. I have to. I mean, this lady here gives me victory points for every one I get. And then I'll take... I gotta take this one for the provisions. Alright, let's do this. Ooh, that's a good one. If I can get another icon there. I don't have iron, don't have... Okay, let's just take this one for the provisions again. You cannot have more than 8 provisions at the end of your turn. Well, I have 8, so that's fine. Don't come here. Oh, he has 1 gold. Okay, alright. I'm lucky. Alright, well, he's there, so I have to go somewhere else then take it. So... what could I do instead? Can I... Oh, I can raid this. I might as well at this point. I have nothing to lose. I really don't. So, yeah, 3 provisions. I'm going to have to lose this guy here. Get rid of him. Sorry. Oh, 2! Oh, no. Oh, was there... Oh, no. There's no undo... Oh, man. I think I just screwed myself over. I didn't realize there were 2 skulls there. I have to get rid of both of these. Oh, man. Alright, well. Now I know the game is over. She was my ace in the hole, too. On the other hand, I mean, the extra Valkyries might serve me well and get me more points, but we'll have to see at the end of the game here. Alright, do I have enough to take any... Okay, I could take the 4-pointer here. I have no crew members whatsoever. I have no money. I will just take 2 money. And I will do this and grab this 4-pointer here. Man, that really screwed me up. Two money, 1 gold. I can do that one. Might as well. I could maybe draw more at the gatehouse and hope to get her back. I could try to do that. I guess we'll get 2 money from here. If I had 1 more cattle, I could grab this 4-pointer, but I think we're all out up here. Yeah, there's 2 more Valkyrie symbols up there. I would need... How many crew members for that? I would need 3. I'd have to hire 3 crew members just to go raiding at that location. To lose 2 of them. 2 money and an iron. I actually have that. So I think I'm going to draw cards. Hope to get her back if I can. Alright, who are these people? Once per raid, you may reroll 1 die. Lose 1 crew member to gain 1 plunder. Okay. Interesting. Gain 2 victory points when raiding an outpost. For now. Alright, fine. I'm going to take this one and get the victory points here. Okay. This is a long game. I think the game's actually closing up here because when there's one of these fortresses left, that'll signal the game's end. And he's got 9 more points. Oh, yeah. It's in the bag. I don't think I can come back from this. He was 1 step ahead of me there. Alright. If I were to do anything, what would I do? Nothing I can do. I can't trade anything in up here to get that. This gray one? I'll go to the town. I don't know what this plunder is. I'll try it. I mean, I have nothing to lose, so... Oh. Oh, I don't have a crew member. Well, what are my other options? Swap an opponent's worker with 1 from the village. Gain 1 additional... Use any... Okay, as if your worker was there. If I were to take an action anywhere, where would I take it? I don't think there's anything I'd want to do. I mean, I could... at the end... Okay. Fine. Yeah, this is it. Yeah. I should have stuck with the crew, I think. Yeah, there's nothing left. Alright, well, let's just end it. Again, I don't think there's anything here. I can try... Let's get... oh, no, cattle does score me points, so I don't want to lose them. Can't hire anybody. I'd love to gain an armory here, but can't. Alright, let's just go to, let's just get... Fine. What a waste. I'm going to discard 2 cards to get a gold. That's the best I can do here. And we'll get rid of, you and you. And of course, he just put the nail in the coffin there. Okay, that was a pretty high-scoring game, I gotta say. I did lose, but you can see the details here. You can see how many points you got from raiding. Clearly, I got murdered there. I got more on the armory side, which is nice. I think I got more from the Valkyrie. No, he got more from the Valkyries. Had I kept that other lady, I doubt I would have won anyway, to be honest with you. I had 37 points from offerings. He had 14. Yeah. So yeah, that was a really good game. Like I said, I wish there was an easier setting for newcomers, but all in all, like, this is a fantastic worker placement game. Okay, now I have no idea what these levels are, to be honest with you. I keep leveling up, but I don't know how to cash them in. I'm looking on these various things here, and there's no way for me to, like, well, there's challenges. Let's take a look at that. Well, what does that do? It doesn't really say. Well, anyway. So that was Raiders of the North Sea. Apologies if the game was a little long-winded, but the game is challenging against the computer, I will admit that. Yeah, I clearly made mistakes as well, but it's really fun. Highly recommend this worker placement. It's got a lot of different nuances that I normally don't see in a worker placement game. So it's 15 bucks on Steam should you want to pick it up. If you guys haven't already, subscribe to me on Twitch and YouTube. That way you can stay up to date with any new content I'm going to publish. This is Vince. Thanks for watching, and I'll catch you guys next time.